Yo, New Hawka. I think that's almost gonna be like the intro of my videos now, because it's always the way I start. Or I start with Wolfie sleeping, so that's gonna be it. She's so cute. Look at her lashes. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so I'm back at it. I'm always starting filming when Wolfie is sleeping just because it's my best moment to film, but probably in half the video she'll wake up and we're gonna finish the video together. We're gonna see. Luna, how are you? How are you? Yeah, we have a lot of construction going in the house because we're doing, I'll show you real quick. I've done a bit of cleaning in Wolfie's room. So here's a little update. In case you haven't seen my story, I received an orange bed when it was saying gold. Yeah, it was saying gold. Like, this is gold. This is not gold. Okay, I need to stop talking about it. But hey, hello. I'm so excited about Wolfie's room and give you some updates. Look, like this is kind of the kind of decorations that she's gonna have in her room. It is so beautiful. Okay, I need to stop talking. Okay, so we're now at a new filming spot. I hope you guys like it. It's just because I keep filming in my living room and it's like it always looks the same. So I was like, let's go in Wolfie's room because her wallpaper is so beautiful. So we're gonna use it for this video. The video that I'll be filming today is the part 2 of the answering questions I've been avoiding. Thing that happened is that I filmed the video once and then it got deleted. I just had no more space, so my camera just stopped filming while the video, so I redid it. And then I posted it in part 1 and part 2 because the part it was just way too long because I kept talking. I'm gonna try to go faster in this video, I swear to God, and I'm talking too much right now. But yeah, let's get into it. So now I'm refilming it because I lost the footage of the part 2 and I forgot to do it. But if you haven't watched the part 1, you should go watch it. I will put the link in the description. We've been talking about plastic surgeries, domestic violence, and money. We talked about my salary because everyone was so invested into it. So now I have screenshotted more questions just to repeat real quick. It's questions I've been avoiding. To not let myself avoid it again, I didn't want to like just ask you in my stories like, oh, ask me questions, and then I can still choose what I'm answering or not. So I asked you guys to do it under the comments of a pic, and then the most liked comments would be the ones I have absolutely no choice to answer. The only thing is that I'm not answering when it talks about other people, so like people would ask me like, oh, aren't you friends with this person anymore? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about this person, so I'm just not going to talk about it. So other than that, I'll be answering some personal questions. And also, like, if I was putting all of the 10 most liked questions together, it was like 8 out of 10 of the questions were about my ex and my relation with domestic violence and blah, blah. So I won't be answering questions about like, was he doing this or like too specific, but obviously I said I would be answering half questions about it, not like 100%, because I don't want the video to be about it, because I do other things in life. I do so many other things in life. So yeah, and as you can see, I have a ring now. And you guys think it's a joke, okay? But it's not a joke for me. It's not a joke. So yeah, if you want more information, you better go on my Instagram, because yeah, I'm engaged. I'm engaged now. Woo! Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I did something bad. I don't remember exactly where I cropped in the other video, so I might answer something twice, but maybe I will answer it differently since I'm like 2 months later. We'll see. But this one, I'm not sure if I've answered it in the first video or not, but it's, is your ex allowed to see baby Wolfie? Here's the thing. Today I posted a really cute photo of Wolfie. I'm gonna put it here because it's so cute. You better go like it on Instagram, okay? I'll put my Instagram here. We post stories every day of like Wolfie's life and she just makes me super happy. And people kept commenting like, Wolfie wants to see her daddy, and because I told people like, what do you think when you look at this picture? And people were like, I think she wants to see her daddy and blah blah, and people keep saying things like that. But what you need to understand is that it's not my decision, it's not his, it's like there's so much more people involved, like child's protection, like the court, and there's just laws. And even if I wanted like him to see her, it wouldn't be my decision. Like I could not take that decision because of everything that happened. So I mean, it's very obvious that no, he's not allowed to, but I just want to precise that it's not neither my decision or his. It's just because of the whole situation, it's just not possible. Here's the thing. And I was also told, like, if I let him see her, I could also lose her, because it would mean that I cannot, like, I'm not responsible for her safety and everything, so I need to just keep her safe. Here's the thing. Have you ever had any contact with your past exes, Jonathan or JC? First off, I'll answer with JC real quick because it's super easy. No, we haven't talked. I mean, when we split, we've talked, like, we kept talking for like a while, because like a big story happened. You guys weren't there, but there was like an hesitation, like, oh, am I going back with him or Jonathan, blah blah. But it was like, it's just super personal in general, so I'm just not gonna get into it. But yeah, we didn't talk. And about Jonathan, we did talk. Actually, it's funny because when I first filmed this video, in the first video I was answering this question, I was like, no, we never talked and blah blah blah. But then, kind of, not a fight, but he did some interviews, because he's now on a TV show, which is like one of my fave TV shows. It's a French TV show, and it's like to find love and blah blah. And he did some interview about like going on this TV show, and the interviewers were like questioning him about me and blah blah. And the answers were like kind of hurtful for me, because it was not that clear, but basically it meant that like our relationship was just based on social media, blah blah. So I got really hurt about it. So then I talked directly to him, and I was like, you know, like, that really hurts me when you say that, because we've been together for years, and like I don't understand why you would think that and blah blah. And then he told me that it's not necessarily the way he wanted to say it. They modified like the interviews, and like basically we talked for a while, and then like it was all fine, all okay, and we feel really good about it, because after a breakup, I was super pissed. You guys remember I posted a video on YouTube like why we broke up, which is deleted now. I deleted it because it's been such a long time, and I feel like he's in a new part of his life and doing new things like the TV show, and I'm just really happy for him, and I wish him the best things. So I deleted the video because I don't want this to follow him through the TV show, because people are still talking about it till this day, and it's been such a long time, like 5 years, something like that, that I'm just like, we were so young and it's been such a long time. So here's the thing, I deleted it, and now it's not there anymore. So we took news of, after I filmed and posted this video, he posted a video too, but we never talked, like we talked about everything, like it just didn't happen. So then like re-talking, it's been like 4 or 5 years, I'm not good with times, but 4 or 5 years since we haven't talked, and now we've talked, and he was just super happy for Wolfie and I, and it's just, everything is fine now, so I guess. But there's no comeback, so guys, don't expect a comeback. This is not happening, we're not at the same place in life, and that's pretty much it. I think I haven't answered this one. Would you want to get back with your ex in the future? Would you want more kids with somebody else? What do you think about that? Okay, if I want to go back with my ex in the future, I have to admit, and now like hope maybe this answer can help some people going through domestic violence and things like that, but at first I have to admit I was like, yeah, of course, like if he changes, because I wanted the best for my family, but it's also like, yes, like someone can do bad things and bad things can happen, and there was also like mental illness involved, not saying on which side of us, because I can't tell that information, but I'm just gonna say that it was involved. So I was like, if everything goes back to order, obviously like I want to go back and I want to continue the family, which is another reason why I didn't want to talk about it on social media. And this is another reason why, like, even though he was talking about me and blah blah, I would not answer and just keep everything for myself, because I was still hoping that it would go back to place, that it would just, because remember that it wasn't like that from the start, so it started at one specific moment and then it continued. So I was like, if it can go back to what it was before, which was just the perfect relationship for me, obviously I would have wanted to go back. But then, like, after investigating and just getting more information and more, I realized that it's much more than this time. Like, in this period there was things happening that I didn't even know about or didn't find out, and I felt really naive and just very dumb about, like, not knowing about these things. But now, even if I think about it a lot, I'm just like, there was no signs. Like, I couldn't have known. Like, the only signs were that our relationship was just amazing, and, like, I mean, you can't expect something to be perfect. It was not like 100% perfect, but it was just like any relationship, which is why right now, like, everyone wants me to go with Christo and blah blah, and I'm just like, I need time, because no matter how perfect something will be, it's just scary, because I could not expect that. Well, I'm getting too much in this subject right now. I'm taking too much time to answer this question, and I don't want this video to be 30 minutes more. So yeah, if you want, should I do a video just about, like, my personal experience? I think I should wait after the trial to, like, do these kind of videos, because there's too many informations that I just can't say right now. And obviously there's some, like, I will never say any informations about the other person, but some informations even about me I can't say. So yeah, I'm just gonna pass to the other question, but just know that, yeah, at first I really wanted to, and even when everything went out on social media, which was not, like, expected, it was like a big surprise. I was not expecting that day, but when everything came into social media and everyone knew about everything, for at least a month after that, I was like, if everything goes back to order, like, I would go back with him. And I was even thinking, like, if I go back with him, like, should I just leave social media, because I don't want to give, like, a bad example. Because remember that when you're in this type of situation, you're not dumb, you just always feel like your situation is different. So it's not domestic violence, it's just this person fucked up at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 moments, whatever, because of this reason. And you always find a reason for this person to do those things. So you're like, oh, it was not his fault, it was because of this, that, blah blah. Often puts the fault on your own self. So yeah, even at that moment I was like, maybe I should leave social media, because I don't want to, if anyone is in a situation like that, I don't want to give them a bad example to go back while my situation is different. But then with time I realized that my situation is not different, and it is what it is. Like, I have to accept and admit it. But I could not, and, like, even to this day, I'm like, people say, like, you're a victim, and I'm like, no, I'm not a victim. But then I'm like, oh, maybe. I don't know, still confused about it, not thinking about it too much. That's why I'm keeping myself busy. I've been doing so many things these days, like, I don't know, I keep myself busy, so I just don't think about it, and I'm filming this video and I think about it. So let's go to the other question, so I don't spend too much time, but there's not much questions to answer today. Do you think you had Wolfie too quickly with your ex? I would never say that. I mean, I don't want to set a bad or a good example. Like, for example, my parents met and, like, 2 months later my mom was pregnant, and big story, and they're still together to this day, and they have a lot of kids and blah blah. I think each situation is different, and it's really difficult to answer. What is too quickly? I mean, it's a relative word. For some people it would take like 10 years, for some others 1 year is okay, for some others 1 month, why not? So I can't answer that because I'm not God and I don't know what's the good thing to do, what's too quick, what's too slow, I have no idea. But when I like if I just think about the whole situation, I cannot, like there's no way for me to regret anything that happened, anything that I've done to this day, no matter when, no matter how, in my life, in my whole life, in this relationship or anything I've ever done, just because Wolfie is there. And Wolfie is just so perfect. So for example, I've already talked about, like this is something else, like I've already talked about my abortion, like how I regretted this so much and been thinking about it for such a long time. But now that I have Wolfie, I'm like, all of these things that I've been through in my life, I cannot regret them anymore. Like there's no way, because I have Wolfie, and all of this shit, the sun, the happiness, the sadness, everything brought me to Wolfie, and I couldn't be happier today. And what really counts is today, I guess. So let's not think about the past and just think about today. And today I'm so happy to have Wolfie, so I cannot regret anything. Most wait, the dogs are, wait, sorry about that, the dogs. Okay, so last question was, your most embarrassing moment. It's like a double question, because like, what does embarrassing means? Because like if I think, like the first thing that came in my mind, probably because of what we've been talking about it for the past like 10 minutes, is when my friends came, like when I called my friends Milady to come pick me up at home with Wolfie, when like the night that my friends found out about the abusive relationship, Nilay came, but she was also like very scared, obviously, so she didn't want to come alone. So she came with her boyfriend and the friend of her boyfriend, which is, the friend of her boyfriend is the new boyfriend of the ex of my ex. So that's a weird situation, right? So they came, and so there was like these two boys that have been in my like party gang, I guess. So whenever I go like clubbing when I was like 18 and blah blah, they would always be there, and it's just like, but we didn't know each other so well, so it was just very embarrassing to like, so they came like literally in my house coming to pick me up, and it was just such a bad situation. I had absolutely nothing to say. So yeah, that was like probably the most embarrassing moment of my life. But to finish this video on a more funny, positive thing, I guess, let's find an embarrassing moment, but a cool one, like a cool embarrassing moment would probably be when, the first thing that came into my mind, it's because of the pardonnel video, okay? First thing that comes into my mind is when I was in high school, we needed to wear skirts all the time, and I was taking the bus, and you know when you go out of the bus, like why do they do that? Like they don't remove the ice, because I live in Canada so it's really cold. They don't remove the ice on the floor, and then all the buses pass like one by one and drop all the kids like at the exact same spot. But what does that do? What does that do? It makes the ice so slippery. So like, I remember there was even like people just standing next to the bus, like where people were coming out and just staring at people falling. So you always fall when you go out the bus, like you're always stressed. Like I remember it was a stress for me when my school bus was getting to like this spot, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go out. So one time I fell, well, I fell more than one time, but this one time I fell down and my skirt went like all over, and you know when you're like 15 it's like a big deal, and I had some pardonnel and that was not cool, okay? So, and I think like my vagina lip was like barely coming out, like just a little bit, but like just enough to, like whenever I think about that day, I'm like, was my vagina lip coming out? Like, did I have any pardonnel? Like, what happened? Like, what was the view of the people staring at me, you know? But then I realized that it happens to so many people when they come out of the bus. I'm like, I just hope people were like, oh, that could have been me. I hope that was the reaction. But that's usually not the reaction of like a 10-year-old boy, because in my high school there was also, I was at Académie La Fontaine, there was also people from the primary school. So yeah, there was like very small kids, and like 10-year-old boy, when they see a girl's underwear, it's like, you know. So here's the conclusion of this video. Finally, I'm happy I've done a part 2. I hope this one was much, I don't know for how long I've talked, but I'm really hoping and I feel like this one will be much shorter than the other one. Let me know if you prefer when I go real quick straight to the question, even though I don't feel like I've done it. I feel like I'm always getting too lost. Whatever, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me and follow my Instagram because I post a lot of stories. Probably way too much. Like all the lines, they're full on my stories every day. But it's full of Wolfie, so that's a good thing. Hope you guys are happy. Okay, bye. And oh my god, Wolfie slept all alone.